If it's a cycle that continues and we can help improve, what's the point of all this?
To liberate and benefit others. To bring others out of this, because it isn't just us. I know. And also, the amount of beings that are suffering, the amount of beings who have to go through the cycle are endless.
How many times am I going to reincarnate?
That's up to you.
Reincarnating? Where am I going like this? And especially if every time I forget what I did before and I have to learn all over again.
No, you forgot.
What if in my next lifetime I don't meet you?
You forgot. Not everybody forgot. You forgot. Not everybody forgot. Don't be presumptuous. Not everybody forgot what they did. What you ate and what you dressed and where you swam is not important to remember. Therefore, our mind doesn't remember. The qualities we develop from our previous lives that are very beneficial to ourselves and others, we never forget. Never. Hence, some people are born immediately doing charity. Hence, some people are born immediately become a monk or a nun. Hence, some people born immediately, they start helping other people. So, the small things that you've forgotten in your previous life, you may have forgotten. Not everybody has forgotten. Why have you forgotten it? Because, let me explain. Everything that you have experienced, touching, taste, feeling, cold and heat, is associated with your gross mind. The gross mind only exists on the basis of your body, as I explained before. So when it exists on the basis of your body, when the body dissolves, the gross mind dissolves back into the subtle mind. So the subtle mind will remember things associated with the attainments of the subtle mind, such as compassion, such as incredible memory, such as very sharp, clear wisdom. Those things can be developed. If we develop eating and sleeping and making money and having kids and making clothes and making houses, if we develop that, that will be forgotten. Why? Those are actions associated with only the aggregates that dissolve at the time of death. Example, you may not have, if you're a carpenter and you built a house 50 years ago, you may not remember the exact hammer, the size, the color, and all the tools you used. Why? That's not important. But you'll remember how to build a house. But the tools you will not. Therefore, these experiences that you have that you claim you have forgotten are things actually not forgotten. By meditation, you will remember. Example. Today is what day?
Friday.
Last Wednesday for lunch, what did you have? Tell me now. But you did have lunch, correct? But if we calm down and we retract and we ask your husband, can't you remember? Yes, of course you can eventually. You say, oh yeah, I was at home and I probably made a sandwich, or I went out with friends. Oh yeah, I went to that restaurant. Oh, I had my favorite food. You see, if I go like this to you, like that, and I throw things at you, of course you'd be like, I can't remember. Well, if we calm down and we breathe and we recall, you'll remember. If you can remember last Wednesday, you can remember 10 years ago. If you can remember 10 years ago, you can remember 50 years ago. If you can remember 50 years ago, you can remember your previous life. It's a matter of practice. Hence, past life regression and Western therapy work. It's accepted. Why? All memories are embedded. All memories are stored. It's whether we have developed the tools to remember or to be able to remember. So if we have not used our lives to develop that mental tool, we will not remember. We'll definitely not remember. But that does not mean that everybody doesn't remember. Or everybody has short-term or long-term memory spells that they can't remember things. Definitely not. There are people with very short memory because they exercise that part of their mind. Most important is the settling of the mind and the attitude of the mind. Why? Because from mind, everything arises. All actions, all conflict, all good, all bad. All arises from the mind. So it's very important. We cannot deceive the mind. We cannot deceive our mind if we don't change our mind and hope that outer peace or outer happiness happens. If we don't create inner peace, outer peace is not possible. So therefore, Buddhism focuses on the mind. That's why in the history of Buddhism, there's never been a war in the name of Buddha for 2,500 years. Ever. Ever. Never. In the name of Buddha. war against another country or nation in the name of Buddha, or they're wrong, and we're going to get them, and we need to convert them to Buddhism. Never in the history of Buddhism for 2,500 years. That's one. That is a very good reputation to go on. That's why Buddhists focus on the mind. Therefore, you see Buddhist countries or Buddhist people or Buddhist practitioners in general, on a whole, not individually, are more peaceful, are more quiet, are more accepting, are more giving. Why? Because they focus on the mind. So therefore, any religion that teaches you to accept responsibility, to look in, and to not bring harm to others for your problems, and it benefits you and it helps you change your mind, that religion is acceptable. So hence, if we find solace in Islam, or Christianity, or Judaism, or Hinduism, or Shintoism, or Sikhism, and it helps us to change our mind, that is fine. You see, there's not really a big problem with the world religions. It's the misinterpretation and using it for secular purposes. That creates a problem. Why? Because we have nasty Buddhists. I've met very nasty Buddhists. Oh, I'm a Buddhist, I pray, I offer incense to Kuan Yin, but they're very nasty, very sneaky, very undercutting. I've met them. So, that's not Buddhism, that's them. That's them not studying Buddhism and applying it. So I've met very wonderful Muslims. When I was in India, I met wonderful Muslims from Iraq who stay there, who marry Indian ladies. And they're my good friends. So it's not which religion is right or which religion is good. It's which religion suits us. How do we know if a religion suits us? That when we've adopted that religion and we see a fundamental change in our attitude, then we know that one suits us. So if we were to say this religion is the best and that one's not good, that's wrong. We can debate. Who's greater? Mother Teresa or the Dalai Lama? There's no debate. But they're from different religions. Why do they both have very kind hearts and kind minds and peaceful attitudes and never bring harm to others or inflict or incite harm to others? Why? Because they have practiced their religion correctly. So when you get Mother Teresa and you get, what's his name? Dalai Lama in one room, you're awed. So that's why I say the debate here is not what religion is very good or which one is correct. But the debate here is which one you find the theory and philosophy matching to you and your lifestyle so that it can create a fundamental change. Because at the time of death, no matter what, it's the same. The process is all the same. Whether you believe or you don't believe, it's the same. In some countries, they believe that stealing is very good. In majority of countries, they believe that stealing is not good. But the fundamental fact is when you take things away that doesn't belong to you, you create pain. That pain is not good. It's very logical, very simple. So if you were to go to areas that believe in stealing, and they say what's wrong, you can get killed for it, for upsetting them. But that doesn't mean they're right or wrong. So my point is what is that when you ask me from those religions that I've come from in those countries, I've examined, not thoroughly, but I've examined, I've listened, Sunday morning, all the time, 6, 7 a.m. Have you heard about God? But I open my door wider to let them see my altar. Yes, I have, thank you. And they keep talking. Yes, because my door is directly to where my altar is, where my Buddha is. I open, they look at it, they go, oh, we need to talk to you more. And I said, yeah, we can talk. And sometimes I debate with them to the point that they can't talk anymore. Not argue, I debate. Because those type of people that run around forcing their religion down your throats are people who are insecure. Why? They need a cover for the things that's not going right to justify. That's not religion. These people run around converting, forcing, telling you that everything is wrong except for their faith or what they're doing. No, that's insecurity. Why is that insecurity? They are not successful in something, or they're not good in something, or they're doing something wrong and they want to cover, they want to justify. That's not religion. So in every religion, and I'm not being generous, in every religion, you have nasty people, you have very good people. So what does that tell us logically? If we think about it, that we need to pick a religion that fits us. Hence, Buddhism doesn't have missionaries. But Buddhism is the fastest growing religion in the world. It has no missionaries. It's the fastest in America. has 0 missionaries, doesn't open up schools, doesn't do anything to get adherence. Why? As the world becomes more tumultuous and technology grows, inner peace and inner unhappiness is the same. Inner unhappiness is still there. So people look for something deeper. So therefore, my opinion of world religion is just that. You pick the one that suits you and don't criticize others. Why? If you criticize, that means from that religion, they've never produced anyone that benefits others. That's not true. That's not true. We cannot make sweeping statements about other people. And if we do say that, and it's not true, we hurt many people. And hence, wars, factions, fighting, sectarianism, we have to contribute in not doing that. So I can't save the world, but maybe I can help the world by expressing what I just shared with all of you. And then you guys express it, and you guys think it, and it spreads that way.